was too much. I'm sorry. I was like, no, it's fine. Anyway. You coming Thursday? Love you guys. What you doing? Oh! Pretty? Did he just call it me?
like to welcome you to tonight's 2022 or 23 All Sports Banquet. We're here to recognize our athletes and our coaches and for their accomplishments throughout the year. Before we get started, I have a few thank yous myself. One, Coach Mulberry and everyone who helped with the meal. Great job. That was a good meal. Thank you very much. Mr. Campbell and the school board, we thank them for all their support. You know, when we get ready to go to ball games, sometimes we spend the night, sometimes we don't. We thank you for being there and providing everything we need to travel, equipment, everything we need. They give us, so we thank you for that. And to the Booster Club for all their support throughout the year. The things they do for school spirit, T-shirts and all of that. We thank you for that. The meals, they provide so many meals for us throughout the year. So thank you very much. And for this tonight, for the banquet tonight, we appreciate it very much. And then there's also some that I want to thank. I've been trying to do this for 12 years and I forgot about it every time. So on Friday nights and Tuesday nights, ball game night, there are people that help us run these events off that we don't think about enough and don't recognize enough. That is, Friday night, the guys that run the chains for us. I call Corey Franz and say, Corey, and I would say about that much, he said, we got you covered, don't worry about it. So I appreciate that. During basketball season, Amy and Chris Dearman doing books, running the clock. Chris has been trying to retire from that for I don't know how many years now. We just won't let him do it, so that's our bid to do it again next year, Chris. So, Mrs. Casper also does the books. She printed the certificates tonight, the rosters throughout the school year for the ball games. We appreciate that. And again to the chain crew, for Corey, Grady, John, Cody, Jason, probably somebody else I forgot. Thank you for doing that. For Craig Franz, I don't know if he's here or not. For Craig, he announces the ball games. We appreciate that very much. And finally, thanks to the parents for you allowing your student athletes to participate, to be here. This is kind of a 24/7 for the coaches and the athletes all the time. They're going somewhere all the time. We appreciate you letting them do that. Without them, we have no need of being here, so appreciate it very much. We will start the night off with a slideshow, and then Mrs. Vaughn will come forward and recognize the cheerleaders. Thank you and enjoy.
Fishing another town. You just got too much on your plate to bait and cast a line. You can always put a rain check in his hand till you can't. You can keep putting on forever with that girl whose heart you hold, swearing that you'll last someday further down the road. You can always put a diamond on her hand till you can't. If you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you If you're gonna love somebody, hold on as long and as strong and as close as you can, till you can. There's a box of greasy parts sitting in the trunk of that 65, still waiting on you and your granddad to bring it back to life. You can always get around to fixing up that Pontiac till you can't. If you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold on as long and as strong and as close as you can, till you can. So take that phone call from your mama, just talk away, 'cause you'll never know how bad you wanna till you can't someday. Don't wait on tomorrow, 'cause tomorrow may not show. Say your sorries, your I love yous, 'cause man, you never know. If you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold on as long and as strong and as close as you can, till you can. Yeah, if you got a chance, take it while you got a chance. If you got a dream, chase it, 'cause a dream won't chase you back. If you're gonna love somebody, hold on as long and as strong and as close as you can, until you can. Till you can. Don't you dare go running down my little town where I grew up, and I won't cut your city lights. If you ain't ever took a ride around, I cruise right through the heart of my town. Anything you said would be a lie. We may live our lives a little slower, but that don't mean I wouldn't be proud to show you where I come from. There's an old plowboy out turning up dirt where I come from. There's a preacher man in a cowboy shirt where I come from. Where a couple boys fight in the parking lot. No, nobody's gonna call the cops. Where I come from.
white steeple in the blue sky. Takes more than 40 hours to make it to a Friday night. State champs 95, right there on the welcome sign. That little hometown of mine is right where I left it. Since I left it, ain't changed at all. I guess sometimes you don't know what you got till you're gone. Couldn't wait to get out, had to chase some dreams down. Ain't it funny how I found all I needed right where I left it? Yeah, right where I left it. County road, roadside cabin, sun setting with the windows down. This feeling almost forgotten, but it's coming back to me now. Almost lost who I was, that's what this big bird does. Turns out everything I love is right where I left it. Since I left it, ain't changed at all. I guess sometimes you don't know what you got till you're gone. Couldn't wait to get out, had to chase some dreams down. Ain't it funny how I found all I needed right where I left it? Right where I left it. I know now why those two lanes running in out two ways, so they could bring me back someday. They got this place right where I left it. Yeah, right where I left it. Since I left it, ain't changed at all. I guess sometimes you don't know what you got till you're gone. Couldn't wait to get out, had to chase some dreams down. Ain't it funny how I found all I needed right where I left it?
That's how much I hate public speaking. I was trying to hide, and he pushed me back out here. Okay, we just had a great group of cheerleaders this year, and they got along so well. And they don't know this, but I kind of nicknamed each one of them myself. I never really called them this in public or to their face until now. Karen, the dependable. She's not really loud, but she got louder as the season went on, and by the end of cheer season, at the end of basketball, she was starting cheers herself and being just an all-around great cheerleader. Jasmine was the watcher, and what I mean by that is she would get so wrapped up, usually basketball, in the basketball game, she would forget she was a cheerleader. And she would be yelling at whoever, the boys, the girls, it didn't matter, that they needed to run faster or throw harder. And I'd be like, Jasmine, you've got to cheer for them, not yell at them. McKinley, you're the motivator. All right, girls, let's go. It didn't matter. She could come in and just be tired from whatever. Come on, girls, we got to go. She'd come from a softball game, softball practice, going to a football game. Okay, girls, we've got this. Jera was the planner. During basketball season, it was always, okay, during a timeout, we'll do this cheer, and this time we'll do this cheer, and this time we'll do this. And so she had it all figured out what we would do. And Cadence, I'm sorry, you were the enforcer. But not in a bad way. You're not like a dictator. You were just like, okay, Jared made this plan, and here's how we're going to do it. And so it's just a really, really good group of girls, and we just had fun this year. So I'm going to read your name. You're going to come get your certificate. Karen Castro. Jasmine may Mesa could not make it this evening. McKinley Mulberry. Jared Pinkard. And Caden Swan.
Cross country, just come on up here, please. First, I'm going to start with my thank yous to the administration, Mr. Campbell, Mr. Mulberry. Kind of like what Coach Thomas said, you always make sure we're taken care of, have whatever we need, so I really appreciate that. Booster Club, we're pretty spoiled here, so thank you guys for all you do. Coach Thomas, thank you. You're kind of the man behind the scenes, and you probably don't get enough thank yous, but I greatly appreciate everything that you do and have done for me, so thank you very much. To Coach Monty, thank you for putting up with us and driving the bus and doing whatever we ask you to do, so we really appreciate you. And thanks to all the parents for your support and everything that you do for us all year long. Cross country, we had a good year. They really worked hard starting in July. They were in the weight room all summer. They ran all summer, so that paid off when we started the season in better shape than we have before. And the good news for Cooper was he added some more boys, so he didn't have to put up with all of us by himself. So Frankie and Joelle did a great job also. And then the girls, we had to do some bargaining and talking into for some of them to run, but they did a great job, and I'm really proud of them for stepping up. I didn't have to beg too much, just a few bargaining deals, but I think by the end of it they enjoyed it, and it helped them in other sports, although they won't admit that to me, but we know. So the only time I almost lost them all is when we decided to go to Spearman, and we'd never been there, and I knew that there were some canyons I'd heard, but I didn't tell them that. So when we pulled up and they saw all the canyons and the hills and everything else, they almost jumped out the bus, but they all survived and they did a great job. Regionals came around, and then we went to Chakotah. It was an experience at Chakotah in Muskogee. I'm not sure they'll ever want to live there, but we had a good time. And the girls ended up regional runner-ups there. Cooper placed 14th at regionals also. We made it to state. The girls were 13th overall at the state meet. They all ran their best times. Cooper had a good day as well. So I'm just really proud of them. They worked hard, and I appreciate them very much. So Frankie, here's your... Along with Cooper's certificate, I'm giving him a senior plaque. We just do this to recognize all of your leadership and everything that you've done here at Balko in your 4 years. Kelby Sager. Haley Pearson. Aspen Freeman. Emily Trenum. Caitlin Gonzalez. Maylee Wards. And Sawyer Stockton. And that is your cross-country team.
Softball, you can come back up. I want to start by thanking everyone that helped out during softball season. Mr. Mulberry and Coach T for driving the bus. Becca Freeman for taking all of the goofy pictures that you guys saw. All the parents that helped out by bringing snacks to the games and tournaments. The Booster Club for supplying meals and all of their support. And Coach Shea, who all season referred to herself as just our personal assistant and our bus driver, but she was so much more than that, and I could not have gotten through the season without her, and the support and help that she gave us all season means more than we could say. So thank all of you guys. As far as the season goes, it was very interesting, to say the least, asking a group of high school girls who the majority haven't touched a softball since they were in about 3rd grade to pick it back up and be competitive is not a small ask. We had to start back at the very basics, the fundamentals, and there was definitely some blood, sweat, and tears. I had a blooper reel for you guys of our first sliding practice because you would get a good laugh. But these ladies came out every day in 100-degree weather and they worked their tails off most of the time after a weight session and after cross country. And they just worked through all the ups and downs that we had. And that just speaks volumes to how incredible they are, and they're just awesome, all of them. I want to recognize and thank our seniors, Bree Vincent, Sawyer Stockton, Maylee Wirtz, Caitlin Gonzalez, McKinley Mulberry, and Sierra Caldwell. You guys stepped up and you were leaders for our team. You made the most out of every day, and I could always count on y'all to bring the fun and the smiles. So it was interesting, but it was fun, and we're just really thankful and proud that we got to do it this year. So, Jared Pinkard. Haley Pearson. Emily Trenum. And just an inside joke, I attached Subway gift cards on here because we really kept the Beaver Subway alive this year. Aspen Freeman. Maylee Wirtz. Bree Vincent, who was all-conference honorable mention. McKinley Mulberry. Caitlin Gonzalez, who was all conference. Sierra Caldwell. And Sawyer Stockton, who was all conference. Thank you.
Football, if you guys come on up. Before I get started, I'd like to thank our administration for their support and encouragement for us coaches. I want to thank Rusty Thomas for his guidance, your support. Rusty, you've been an amazing mentor and friend to all of us coaches. I'd like to thank our board, fellow coaches, Booster Club, parents, and our entire community for their support. And the time that everybody puts into our athletic programs. It means the world to all of our athletes, all of our coaches. I want to thank our cheerleaders and our drumline for your amazing support. Our atmosphere during football games is at the top, and you guys do an amazing job. Our entire coaching staff, thank you for your time and your energy. It's a joy working with all of our staff, helping football here at Balko. Coach Whitfield, he helps immensely on our offensive side, helps our quarterbacks, and he's also the lucky one that's in shape enough to run our scout team during practice. Coach Carr does a great job working over our line, improving them every single week. And Coach Mulberry does an excellent job helping in different areas and keeping our live stats during games. So we have the best staff, and it's a joy to work with every single one of them every day. Our 2022 football season, it was another success for our program. We made the playoffs for our third straight season. We again played one of the toughest schedules in the state, which we've done for several years in a row. And Hollis, they were hard-fought matchups, and both games really came down the wire and took our boys making some big plays to secure our place in playoffs and win those games. So couldn't be more proud of them for that. We finished 6-4. We lost in the first round to one of the top-ranked teams in the state, Oklahoma Bible Academy, and we really put up a fight for a long time in that game. I really can't thank the entire team enough for their commitment, all the hours that they put in to our program. These boys standing right here in front of you, they show up and they put in the work. I mean, they put it in the weight room. They take care of business in the classroom. And they always leave everything they have on the field, and that's what probably the most proud of as a coach is that I know I'm going to get 110% every single day. I'm proud. I'm thankful to be around them. It's a great group of guys. I want to give special thanks to our 4 seniors here. They've been a major part of building this program to the success that we've had over the past few seasons. First of all, Ty. You did anything and everything that us coaches ask of you. You're selfless, you're a great teammate, and I mean this, every team needs a Ty Smith. We're all going to miss being around you every single day. Marshall, you came in, you improved leaps and bounds every single week from start to finish. First year getting to play varsity football, and you dominated up front. And, we just want to thank you for your dedication to the weight room, all of your hard work. Chisholm, we probably asked you to play every single possible position outside maybe quarterback, and you did it without question. You did it with everything you had. We got to the last 2 weeks of the season, and we said, hey, by the way, you're going to play guard these last couple weeks of the season. And you got with Coach Carr, and you gave it everything you had, and was a force to be reckoned with up front. So you've also been a major part of our success, and we thank you for your hard work. Nathan Smith, you've been a coach's dream. You've done it 110%, and you're a major piece of the success that we have had, and you lead by example in every single thing that you do, and you have since you stepped on the field as a freshman, so we thank you for that. All right, now we're going to hand out certificates. I'll call your name if you'll come up here and get your certificate. Frankie Gonzalez. Tyree Jackson. Levi Milliken, who was a B1 All-District lineman, and I just want to say what he did on the field this year under his conditions is just beyond amazing, so very deserving of that All-District nomination. Gentry Parker. Daniel Pearson. Ty Smith. Marshall Diaz. Chisholm Freeman, who is a B1 All-District defensive back. I don't know if you heard that, but he said he should get it at every position. Nathan Smith was K101 All-Star, an 8-man All-Star, and the District B1 Defensive Player of the Year. Thank you very much.
Girls basketball? Becca? Yes. All right, I'm just gonna run through my thank yous, pretty much the same people. Administration, school board, Booster Club, Coach Thomas, parents, a few others, Dad, Miss Vaughn and the cheerleaders, thank you. Mr. Vaughn for doing the play-by-play, we appreciate that. To Coach M, I don't know what we'd do without you. I just appreciate you a great deal, and I know they do, and I know that they have a ton of respect for you, and I just appreciate everything that you've poured into these girls, everything that you've helped me with. It's been a joy, it's been fun, and I can't thank you enough for everything. So, this year, we finished 14-9. Our team motto was, I am because we are, and these girls really were so selfless all year long. It never, ever was about them individually. It was always about us. We had tons of conversations about what we all can do to get better, what we all need to do to, do this and that. And they were just completely bought into that motto, and, it paid dividends for us. They worked so hard, and that started in June. And again, these kids are dependable. I don't have to worry if they're going to show up for weights, if they're going to show up to run 3 miles, if they're going to show up and get their shots up. I just know they're going to be there. So I appreciate you guys so much for doing that. And I know that I'm very lucky and fortunate to be able to coach all of you and not ever have to worry about you showing up. So I appreciate that. They came to work every day, and they gave everything they had. And sometimes it wasn't easy for us to score, but I knew defensively we were going to play hard and we were going to rebound. And I'm just really proud of the work they put in. And they were in good shape. There was only 7 of us, so that whole cross-country thing, that played dividends for us. Right, Kate? So they just did a great job all year. I'm so thankful to coach them. They were also very smart in the classroom and took care of their stuff, so I'm just really proud of you, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So, Kelby Sager. Becca, she kept us in line, I will tell you that. She was everything. She kept the clock, she ran my errands, she tried to keep them from doing whatever they shouldn't be doing. We may or may not have had to break her and Aspen up a few times, but we don't talk about that very much, so. Becca Freeman. Haley Pearson. Emily Trinham. Aspen Freeman, and she was also named to the Daily Oklahoman All-State Honorable Mention. Maylee Warts. Caitlin Gonzalez. Sawyer Stockton, she was also a Daily Oklahoma and All-State Honorable Mention. She was Oil Center Classic All-Tournament team, and she will play in the K101 Bowl here at the end of May. And then seniors, you can kind of step forward. Some of you should be very worried about. Some of them got in my office last night and left me a surprise. It was 2 out of these 3, I don't know. I just want to acknowledge these 3, and their teammates will attest to this, that these 3 set the bar very high for how much time that they put in. Every morning, and you could probably ask any teacher, you could hear the basketball bouncing, and it was probably Maylee or Sawyer in there at 7 a.m. getting shots up. And then after practice, it was always Caitlin, Maylee, Sawyer, and the others. But these 3 poured everything they had into this season, and they were great leaders for us. And I just appreciate you 3 very much for all you've done over the past 4 years. When they were in like 7th grade, I brought them into my office and I said, you guys are going to have to talk. Like, they would just see everybody and just put their head down. So I said, you guys are going to have to learn to talk. So we go on to 8th grade and they still don't talk. And so then we start running stairs. So these 3 have no doubt ran the most stairs in their 4 high school years because they refused to talk. Until this year, I think we didn't run any stairs this year, right? Oh, you did? Oh, well. So they didn't learn, I guess. But anyway, I do know they talk now. They spend a lot of time in my office, and we definitely cherish all those times and all those conversations that we had. So I appreciate you guys and love you guys very much, and so thank you.
All right, good evening. All right, first, kind of like everyone else, I want to start with some, boys, basketball boys, go ahead and come up. As they're coming up, I'm going to start with some thank yous to Mr. Campbell, Mr. Mulberry. Mr. Mulberry always driving the bus for us. Chris Dearman, thank you. Coach Thomas. Todd, I want to thank you for everything you do with our off-season boys, Arnold basketball. The janitors, I want to thank you guys for cleaning up our mess in the locker room sometimes. And I want to give a special thank you to my wife, who I'm sure she gets tired of me watching film every evening, but she never complains or says anything about it, so thank you. Coach Regier, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for this program and these boys standing up here. You're the best assistant anyone could ask for. I remember way back when we were in college just talking about how we wanted to run a program together and build something, and getting to coach with you these past 2 years has been a blessing, and I just want to thank you for everything that you've done for me. I truly appreciate it. All right, so my first year being a head coach, I couldn't have asked for a better first year experience. These were the best group of boys to be around every single day. They never had a bad day of practice. They completely bought into everything Coach Regier and I said, and because of it, we were able to have a pretty good season. And we finished with a record of 15-10, and we were district champs. And I want to give a special shout out to these 4 seniors. Ty, like Coach Regier said, you're the ultimate team guy. You're the perfect teammate. Like Coach Regier said, everyone needs a Ty Smith, and you did everything we asked, and I'm very thankful I got to be around you these past 2 years. Chisholm, I'm still mad at you that you didn't play your junior year, but I'm very thankful that you came out this year because you helped us in many different areas. Rebounded, you guarded the best player every single night, and you played as hard as you could, and you were a joy to be around, so thank you. Braxton, I can't tell you enough how proud I am of you. You battled through injuries your junior year and some this year. You did whatever we asked of you. I told you from day one that I was going to be hard on you since you were the point guard, and you handled it great. You wanted to be coach, and you always had my respect for everything that you did. It was an honor getting to coach you this year. Smitty, kids like you make coaching really easy. I don't think in my 2 years I've ever heard you complain once. You always did it the right way. You led by example. You never missed a day in the weight room. And no matter the sport, you played as hard as you possibly could. And you're a coach's dream, no doubt. So thank you. All right, so after this time, I'll pass out certificates. Chisholm Freeman. Nathan Smith. Ty Smith. Nathan Cardwell. Peyton Parker. Levi Milligan. Gentry Parker. Colby Barnes, and Frankie Gonzalez, and Bryson Fowler.
Good evening. I'm used to talking to a bunch of second graders, so if I tell you all to be quiet or move tack, you'll know. I enjoyed golf. This is my second year to do golf, and I'm really just a paper pusher and the bus driver. My husband kind of is the know-it-all with golf, but I've enjoyed playing it the last 3 years and kind of learning with my kids, and so getting to brag about it a little bit. I'm going to talk about this for just a second. This is our second year to do this. Last year we had 6 girls and 2 boys. We had 3 that had ever played golf, or even set foot on the golf course last year. So everybody was pretty new last year. This year we had 4 girls and 3 boys return to either learn or play again. And so last year we just missed the mark to go to regional because there's a lot of classes. I'm going to go through that just a little bit. If you look at 6A, that only 32 schools compete. 5A, 32 schools compete. 4A, 48 schools compete. In 3A, 44 girls schools competed and 48 boys schools competed. And then there was 2A and down. And there were 79 schools who competed in our 2A and down. And there were 108 boys schools who competed in 2A and down. So you can see where they lumped golf all into 2A and down. So it's a pretty big accomplishment to make it to regional. And so we barely missed it last year. And it kind of depended on what region you got into, because if we'd have been in a different region this year, the girls would have went on to state in the other region, you know. So it just kind of depends on what course you play and what the weather's like. But this year the weather was probably worse than last year. The courses were very dry, and we played on a lot of dirt until about 2 or 3 weeks ago when the rain finally started to come, and most golf courses weren't allowed to water anything but the greens. So the kids had to play not only in pretty tough ground condition, but also it was pretty windy and cold a lot of days. We had a lot of hot hands in the morning. And so, anyways, a lot of the coaches were discussing how hard it was for the small schools to advance now because there's so many kids picking up in golf. So I encourage kids, if your kids are wanting to play golf, pick it up in the summer. It's kind of hard to do that in the 2 months that we have, barely playing in March, grabbing your clubs and playing when it's freezing and the time change hasn't gotten there yet. So I encourage kids to kind of pick it up a little early. I'm going to have my boys come forward, if you 3 will come forward for me. And I also want to thank the administration, school board, Mr. Campbell for letting me bend his ear about golf. He likes golf a lot, so it's kind of nice to have somebody to talk to. Parents, thank you for coming and watching your kids in the bad weather and supporting them. And probably need to thank Tommy Cowan a lot and Mr. Mulberry, because I was always asking them which vehicle I could take this weekend because kids wanted to go play golf or we were needing to, you know, go somewhere. And so I appreciate all the organization. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the boys for just a minute. Ty Smith, I wish I could have you 1 more year. I know you played a lot with your dad, and so that kind of gave you a good beginning. But he was really beginning to score where I think you would have advanced with not much more time. I think you would have been there at the regional tournament. They stopped the cap at 86, and our boys just missed that, you know. And Colby had some tournaments where he was playing in the 80s, and so did Ty. We just didn't have our best day on the qualifier, and so I wish I'd have Ty 1 more year because I enjoyed him. He had a good attitude, and anyways, I know he's going to enjoy golf for the rest of his life with family, and I think you guys enjoyed having 3 of you play this year, a little bit more than last year. Colby, it was freshman this year, and he had a passion that rubbed off on the others. He always wanted to play 1 more hole before we had to leave. He made Ty and Jer always want to stay longer and hit more too. When I sent out a text if he wanted to play on the weekends with our family, Colby always tagged along. He kind of became an extra family addition on the weekends. So Barrett's first year of golf was a learning one. I think he really liked just being with the group and missing school. He had a lot of fun, but I'm hoping that this summer he will shave off a few of those strokes and not just have fun. Anyways, I hope they return next year. I'm proud of you guys for choosing a sport that'll last a lifetime, and I appreciate you because none of you guys complained, and there were days it was pretty cold, and we even had to jump on the bus and warm up and get back out there and swing, but I was like, we don't have time. First day after spring break is first tournament, so if you're not ready right when spring break hits, you're not going to be ready. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys your certificates, and then let you all sit down. And if you'll stay here, Ty, I have a little gift for you too. Ty Smith. Randy Barnes. And he has to be patient because sometimes I like to be the boss, and he always knew, he knew better than I did about most things we were doing in golf. And so he did a good job of teaching everybody and teaching our kid too. Super proud that the girls advanced this year at regional. Like I said, we missed it last year. Boiling Springs is kind of a sand pit. You kind of got to know how to play that course. We played at some pretty hard courses this year. Boiling Springs is one of them. But the weather wasn't always that fun for us, and they really didn't complain. But it takes about 5 hours for girls to play 18 holes of golf, and that's not with warming up in the morning and then cleaning up and getting back on the bus. Boys, you're a little faster, maybe 4 sometimes. It just depends on what groups. So we're out there a long time, and sometimes they don't even get to eat. Sometimes they make the turn and they get to grab a burger or a hot dog and they eat on the go, and sometimes they don't choose to eat at all, and so we have snacks in their bag. But it's not easy. It's a lot of work. Anyways, we didn't get to practice before spring break due to much weather, and some of the girls were sick. But we all four played well at the regional qualifier at Guyman, where we placed 4th as a team and advanced to regionals in Clinton. From there, our team had a tough day with a 453 score. Not our best, in fact, it was our second worst score this year, but we still would have qualified for state from a different region. The last team score out of our regionals was a 405, and the other region took a 456, so there's a 50-stroke difference, just to see the difference. Needless to say, we had a tougher side. Caitlin, I'm so proud of you. You have a great swing that will only get better with practice. You placed in at least 2 tournaments this year as an individual, and if our team would have not advanced to regionals, your score would have taken you also. I am even more excited for you to play at OPSU. This is the main reason we wanted to start golf at Balko, is so kids have more opportunities to play sports in school. You will learn lots and improve and hopefully get to travel. We wish you the best and hope to see you on the Guyman Golf Course. McKinley, you were the positive influence on our team. I know they repeated that in cheerleading as well. You kept a kind spirit and never gave up. You're probably the most improved player when looking at your swing and score from last year. Your chipping shots were your strong point in the end. I can't thank you enough for the encouragement you also shared for my daughter. Emily, you always want to play and do your best to make all the practices. You are one of the busiest kids in Balko School, and you succeed in everything you do. I am proud that you stick with golf so that you have a sport to play in the future. I love that you would talk to me on the long bus rides, and I appreciated getting to know you as an amazing young lady. I can't wait to see how you improve next year. Jara, I'm honored to get to experience this journey with you as my daughter. Many people don't know how much time you put in golf. Summers are busy with our family. You never really loved team sports like you love golf. We have learned that you tend to like control. Well, you took control at many of the tournaments and did your thing, and sometimes you had to figure it out on your own. We watched but didn't always coach or correct you. You taught yourself how to get out of tough situations. Your dad said you remind him of the famous quote in the movie Bagger Vance. 3 bad shots and 1 great shot can still make par. You had some amazing shots, and your professional behavior make us proud to be your coaches and parents. You never lost your cool, even in the bad days of golf. Playing at state was frustrating and fun at the same time. You played a pretty good first day with a steady 95 that put you in 16th place out of 75, and the second day was a little bit of a challenge and you fell to 28th. But not too bad for your first state appearance. Who knows if we'll return again, but with your level head, I would be surprised if we don't repeat, making it back to regionals or even state. At this time, I'd like to hand out your certificates and give you a few senior gifts. McKinley Mulberry. Caitlin Caitlin Gonzalez. Emily Trinan. And Jara Pinkard.
All right, girls track. All right, these four, they worked hard all season. They were going to 100 places, different places at different times, so I appreciate all your work, all your time that you spent trying to get better at your event. So I'm going to give you your certificate and kind of say what you did. McKinley Mulberry, she threw the shot put for us. Maylee Ward, she also threw the shot put. Emily tried a lot of running events this year. She couldn't really decide what she wanted to do, but the last couple meets, she settled on the mile and the high jump. In regionals, she placed 3rd in the high jump, and she was actually 8th in the mile. And then she participated in the high jump at state, so really proud of you. And then Sawyer, she ran the 200, the 400, and she long jumped. And she'll tell you she didn't want to run the 200 or the 400, but I made her. And so when she was regional champ in the 200, that made me pretty happy because Coach was right yet again. So she was also regional champion in the long jump, and she qualified for state also in the 400. So at state, our goal has been to get her on the medal stand for 4 years, and we fell a little bit short until this year, and she finally got on the medal stand. She was 3rd place in the long jump, and we're really proud of her.
All right, I'm just going to talk about these kids as I hand out their certificate. I'm going to start with Nathan Smith. He qualified for state in the 100, 400, and the mile relay. Nathan told me he would never run a 400, and one time I told him, I said, hey, I think you need to run this 400, and he never complained. He just did it, so thank you, Smitty. Marshall Diaz, he made state in disc. Chisholm Freeman, he made state in high jump and the mile relay. Jacoby Hall, he ran the 100 for us. Peyton Parker, he made state in the mile relay and high jump where he placed 8th. Nathan Cardwell, high jump. Gentry Parker, he made state in the mile relay. And then Frankie Gonzalez, he ran the 800 and mile.
All right, the first award I'm going to give tonight is the Scott Woodbury Hustle Award. This year, there's two deserving young ladies. They both have put in countless hours, either in the weight room, running the country road, the gym, the track, or the golf course. We knew every day, no matter what we were doing, they were going to give 110%. So I felt like they were both very deserving of this award. This year's winners of the Scott Woodbury Hustle Award go to Maylee Warts and Caitlin Gonzalez.
Side, we also had two Scott Woodbury Hustle Award winners this year. They're two seniors who did everything we asked them to and always put in extra work and on the field, on the court, gave 110% no matter what, battled through injuries, and two really special young men, Braxton Fowler and Chisholm Freeman.
The next award will be Female Athlete of the Year. This athlete is exceptional in every way. She has persevered through tough times. She has put in a lot of time and effort to be her best in everything she does, and understands that if you put in hard work and keep at it, results will come. This athlete led us in cross country. She led our basketball team in points, assists, and steals. She was the regional champion in long jump in the 200, finished third at the state track meet in the long jump. This year's winner of the Female Athlete of the Year is Sawyer Stockton.
Best all-around male athlete. I could go on and on about this kid. Like I said, he would do anything we asked. He made state in the 400, finished 8th. Nathan Smith.
At this time, Booster Club would like to recognize our senior athletes with a gift. So as I call your name, will you please come up? Sierra Caldwell, Marshall Diaz, Braxton Fowler, Chisholm Freeman, Caitlin Gonzalez, Cody Hall. Sierra, if you guys will stay up here. Jasmine Mesa, she's not with us tonight. Cooper Mitchell, McKinley Mulberry, Bree Nelson, Nathan Smith, Ty Smith, Sawyer Stockton, and Maylee Works.
When one thinks of a sporting event, many elements come to mind: players, coaches, fields, gymnasiums, and of course the fans. Fans set the tone of the playing field. They create the atmosphere in which other teams dread playing. But most importantly, they provide encouragement, support, and belief in our team that is unmatched. We have some of the best fans here. Our teams look forward to seeing your faces and hearing your voices in every game. Tonight, on behalf of all of us coaches, I am honored to recognize the fan that has shown unwavering support and stands out above the rest this year. This year's Fan of the Year is Amanda France.
To finish off tonight, we have one more special award that we would like to present. On behalf of the board, the administration, staff, coaches, and students, we would like to present a plaque of appreciation to Rusty Thomas for your dedication and service to Balko Public Schools and our athletic programs. Your mentorship, your leadership, and your dedication will be deeply missed. Coach Thomas, if you would make your way to the front, and please join me in giving a standing ovation for Rusty Thomas.
I want you to know I headed down here, but it wasn't for this. It was to thank everybody for coming out tonight. You know, I've always heard that when you retire, it's easy. You'll know exactly when you need to do it. Well, it hadn't been for me. And this is why. We're so fortunate to have these people working with these people. We're truly blessed. And I thank every one of you for that. I appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. And enjoy the evening. Have a great summer. Thank you.